Welcome to Deep World News. Recent developments in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict have had a great impact around the world. Israel said the airstrikes targeting the tent camp targeted 3 senior Hamas leaders. Early Tuesday morning, airstrikes on a humanitarian area in southern Gaza left large craters in areas where Palestinians were taking refuge. According to Gaza officials, the strikes killed or wounded dozens of people. The Israeli military said the strike targeted 3 senior Hamas militants involved in the Hamas-led attack on Israel on October 7th. The Gaza Health Ministry confirmed that at least 19 people were killed and more than 60 were wounded. The ministry said the numbers were likely to rise and that some victims may have been buried under rubble and sand. It added that ambulances were unable to reach them. Health officials in Gaza are not distinguishing between civilians and combatants when reporting injuries. Mohammed al-Mughayr, an official with the Civil Defense Emergency Services in Gaza, said 40 bodies had been recovered from the area where the attack took place. The Israeli military said the figures from the civil defense do not match the information they have, but did not share its own casualty estimates or comment on the health ministry's figures. Videos taken after the attack showed craters forming in the southwest part of al-Mawasi, where satellite imagery showed several tents a week ago. Footage taken on Tuesday morning showed people searching through rubble with flashlights and Palestinian Red Crescent teams digging with shovels. Palestinians sheltering in al-Mawasi said the attack occurred without warning, either at midnight or early in the morning, and that the massive explosions shook their tents and filled them with smoke. "It was like an earthquake," said Marwan Shah, a 57-year-old civil servant from Rafah, southern Gaza. "The whole area and the tent were shaking constantly." Fatoum Al-Gara, a 30-year-old widow from Rafah, said she and her children had fled the horrifying sounds and smell of burning to seek safety. "We couldn't see anything because of the black smoke and dust," he said. Al-Mawasi, once a sparsely populated area in southern Gaza, has now become a refuge for tens of thousands of Palestinians. The Israeli army has designated the area as a humanitarian zone, but has said it will go after militants if it believes they are there. Airstrikes were carried out in the area in July. At the time, the Israeli army said it targeted Hamas commanders, while Gaza health officials said the strikes had killed scores of people. The Israeli army said Tuesday that it conducted aerial surveillance ahead of the strikes and confirmed the militants' presence. Israel has long alleged that Hamas is mixing with civilians and using them as human shields. But international law experts stress that Israel remains responsible for protecting civilians during military operations. More than 40,000 people have been killed in Gaza in the 11-month conflict, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. The ministry reports these figures without distinguishing between civilians and combatants. Tor Wensland, the UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East peace process, condemned the attack, saying, "The killing of civilians must stop, and this terrible war must end." The United Nations and other human rights groups say there is no safety in Gaza. Almost its entire population, more than 2 million Palestinians, have been displaced multiple times. Israel has issued frequent evacuations and reduced the size of the humanitarian zone, squeezing more and more Palestinians into shrinking areas. Don't forget to like and subscribe to be informed about the latest news.